Next up at UFC Vegas 71, we have Ariane Lipski taking on JJ Aldrich. Ariane Lipski is a 14-8 overall, 2-3 in her last 5, coming off that KO loss to Priscilla Kuchera. JJ Aldrich is 11-5 overall, 3-2 in her last 5, coming off the submission loss to Ariane Blanchfield. JJ Aldrich, this line moved quite a bit, and I get it. Why are you sleeping? Are you sniffing an armpit? Okay.
Listen, if Amanda's going to leave me on red or not even read them, it's almost time to move on.
Did she leave you on red or unread?
She actually did reply to one of my stories. She with the I mean, it's honestly it's no big deal, but I'll show you the picture. On my story of me with meeting her. Where is this?
Hurry up! I gotta break down the deal.
Well, let's just. I honestly can't remember where it's at in my phone because it was like in the middle of the night. I screenshot it, and we know how those Vegas nights go. So, oh shit! Yeah, I don't know where it's at.
Okay, well, we'll find that later. Anyway, Ariane Lipski, I think I was
found it. There you go.
What face is that?
Huh? It's a hard eyes face. Stupid ass.
It's hard to tell. Tell that to the camera that's not focusing, you buffoon. Okay,
it's hard eyes. I promise it's hard eyes.
Yeah, okay. He swears to God. He swears to God.
It's like a pure vomit. It's the vomit. Shit. No, I promise. Hold on. Look, I'm zooming in. Hold on.
I promise.
Damn it. Why can't you see it?
It's still not focusing.
What? No, hold on. Let me turn this down. Can you see it now? What the fuck is going on?
Sure.
Hold on.
No,
maybe if I turn it up.
We believe you.
No. You can see it's a
this
smiley. Oh, you can see it. Do you see it?
I can't.
Wait.
Sure. No, that's definitely hard eyes.
Ah!
There it is. All right. We got it.
Hold on. How do I? This is like fucking.
Oh. Okay, we got it. There it is. We got it. I got to start this whole thing over. We've lost so much time. I got to start this whole thing over. Another super chat from Joe Sidoro. It's going to be a
fucking disaster.
$4.99. Jacob, you sound like one of the older ghosts from a Christmas Carol movie from 1951 saying
I was saying Joey D.
Oh, you're going
Joey. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
Got it. I'm going to start this over because we chop these videos up and I can't use half that crap. Next up at UFC Vegas 71, we have Ariane Lipski taking on JJ Aldrich. Ariane Lipski 14-8. Overall, 2-3 in her last 5, coming off that KO loss to Priscilla Kuchera. JJ Aldrich, 11-5 overall, 3-2 in her last 5, and she's coming off that submission loss to Ariane Blanchfield, where she did defend every single takedown attempt, which is holding up quite nicely. I like the line movement here. Minus 145 open for JJ Aldrich. She's sitting at minus 360 now, and that makes a whole lot of sense. She's the much better fighter. She should absolutely win this fight. JJ Aldrich, she's a grinder. Decent striking, decent takedowns, very good top pressure. And I like that she doesn't take any risks. She knows what she's good at. She sticks to it. She's not the most exciting person in the world, but she'll come forward. She'll strike. She'll work takedowns. She'll hang out on top. She's constantly squeaking out these decisions, but she's very reliable. You know what you're going to get. She's not going to, very infrequently is she going to get blown out. And it's only by people who are very, very, very good. She'll be in there. She'll fight for your money. She's faking on Ariane Lipski. Do something with your light.
It's just because I switched browsers. Come on.
Okay, well, figure it out. Ariane Lipski is actually a decent striker. She's got some decent grappling as well. The problem with her grappling is if she's not the one getting the takedown and ending up on top, she's got nothing to offer. She can't do anything off her back. She struggles down there, and then she ends up getting finished. She was coming off that first round KO loss to Priscilla Kuchera, which that was actually her first ever UFC loss where she wasn't taken down. Because historically, it's like she's a very good striker. Just take her down, you could beat her. And that's what everybody's doing until Priscilla Kuchera just blasted her and was like, nah, I don't care anymore. I like JJ Aldrich here. I'm very, very, very confident in JJ Aldrich, actually. I bet 1.5 units at minus 220. So this line has moved quite a bit. I immediately had a little bit of regret just because I'm like, Ariane Lipski is a technical striker, But I just trust JJ. She'll just come in. Even if she's losing the striking, she should be able to crowd, get the takedowns, bully. So I like JJ Aldrich. She's definitely the pick. I have a 1.5 unit money line bet on her at -220. Premium members, you have seen that for about a week. Hopefully, if you like that bet, you jumped on it at the -220 because she's becoming less and less affordable every single day. What do you think, Jackie boy?
Yeah, if I didn't see that fight of JJ and Aaron, I might be a little bit higher on Ariane in this matchup because I think that she is the better striker. I think she's a pretty underrated striker because she really hasn't been able to show it off too much in the UFC, as you mentioned, because of some of the fight that she's been having. And she's fighting for UFC life at this point. And weird stuff happens in women's MMA. I mean, we saw it last week with Grasso. I mean, she's getting, I don't want to say dominated, but she was definitely getting beat in that fight. Some weird thing happens. There's a little bit of a spin. All of a sudden, her back is taken. She's choked out. Weird things happen in MMA. And I think that Ariana is the better striker in this matchup. But there's just such a glaring hole in the grappling of Ariane Lipski that the path to victory is just so obvious for JJ. I think that's why the odds are moving as wide as they are. It's just so glaringly obvious. And my point was being that if I didn't see JJ taking down Erin Blanchard, I'd be like, maybe that, because she does wrestle, but she's mostly just kind of a methodical striker. But being able to take down Erin and going to that grappling in that fight, it's like, okay, now hopefully she translates that, brings in this fight, just gets the early takedown. Ariane off her back is just flat on her back. We'll try to work some, but she's not, like a super dangerous guard, and JJ's seen that stuff before. So the holes is just too glaring for Ariane to be on her side, and JJ's obvious pick. I wish I would have got the line earlier. I don't think it's safe enough because JJ's not dangerous enough.
Yeah, now she's -400, right. Which is a whole different game.
And JJ's just not dangerous enough for that money because it's probably going to be decision fight. Anything's happening in women's MMA, so I'm not paying it now. I wish I would have played it earlier, but she should be the pick in this matchup.
Yeah, I think she's old reliable. Like, she's not old. She's only 30, but she's very reliable. She was
beating the shit out of Blanchfield.
She got 2 of her own takedowns and defended 4, and then ultimately was
Blanchfield sucks.
She's ended up being champ, honestly.
She's just beating up on cans. JJ was the first decent fighter she fought, and she looked like she was clueless.
Smoked Jessica Andrade, who's like one of the more accomplished women in both
her
divisions.
tit fell out.
Okay.
Well, one of yours fell out. How many times did that happen with your singlets?
I've never had a boobie pop out on the side. Those were heavyweights. I wasn't a heavyweight just yet. That was always gross. Just some sloppy heavyweight. Just flop out the side.
You were looking.
Rubbing up against it. I did have to wrestle a girl once. So I wrestled 215.
How do we transition to this? Because
boobies and singlets. I wrestled 215. There's not a world where I should be wrestling a girl. But I was in the finals. I was in this Keene, New Hampshire. We were in a tournament, and I was in the semifinals, and so was this girl. And so I'm wrestling. None of my
Was there a loser's bracket?
This was the winner's bracket.
I know, but was there a loser's bracket? I'm curious that if you would have seen her lose, if you would have lost on purpose just so you could wrestle.
Just say beat on a girl.
Oh, she lost. Oh, pin me.
Well, so we're in the semifinals. This was a full 16-man bracket tournament. So to get to the semis, you're pretty good. You won a couple of matches. And some weight classes had rat tails just to get in. Anyway, I'm in the semis. She's in the semis. 2 different mats in the gym. Only 2 mats in the gym. And my whole team is on her mat rooting for her because they were like, yes, please, God, let her win and beat Angelo. And so I won my match, and I was like nervous as hell because I'm like, oh my God, if she wins.
What if I get a boner?
If she wins, she's obviously good. And we're in New Hampshire, and everybody always said, New Hampshire where men are men and so are the women. So I was like, oh boy, I was a nervous wreck. Luckily, it didn't happen. So to this day,
I didn't wrestle her.
No, I still haven't touched a breast. Anyway, Ariane Lipski, $6,800. JJ Aldrich, $94. Man, I got to look at how JJ scores in her DraftKings before I make a decision here because she should win. She should win with takedowns and control time, but $9,400.
The takedowns is going to be one around. I mean, if she takes her, I don't think Ariane Lipski's getting back to her feet if she's getting taken down. So you're getting one around. She's not, and JJ's not a super dangerous person. I actually think that if I was going to play this, I wouldn't play the money line. I'd try to get a little bit more specific, maybe a submission or something like that, because I think Ariane is just going to gas, being on her back that whole time. You saw in the last 2 times she got out wrestled. I mean, she got finished as well. I think JJ's more of she didn't have any submissions, but it feels like she might be more submission in this fight. I don't know what I'm talking about at this point. I just kept going. I don't know what's going on. We were talking about DraftKings. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, just three takedowns around.
Mess, dude.
3 takedowns around. Doesn't really score too much unless she gets the finish, but 94 is pretty rich.
Also, what was that weird squeak at the end of your laugh?
I giggle sometimes. Like in that video with Amanda, she was like, "Oh, it's me," and I was like, I literally in that moment, that was the most genuine. When I turned around and went like this, that was like the most genuine. Like, oh my god, I fucking did it.
Yeah, I mean, you really
all the doubters.
You're changing for the worst. It really was a perfect, because you're such a dork and you're so thirsty. And the best part was the cancer was so aggressive.
Well, the best part was I didn't even know where my seats were, so I didn't even know. It's not like I went there knowing this was possible. I didn't know until like in that moment I was like, "Oh, I can go down there. I'm going down there." And last week on the podcast, that was the joke. Somebody donated and was like, "Do you think Jacob, if given the opportunity, will he say?"
Yeah.
Like, no. And everyone's like, "No." So then that actually did cross my mind a little bit when I was like deciding to go down. I was like, "Fuck those guys. I'm going down there."
Fuck the random people in the live chat. Anyway, yeah, I think JJ Aldrich is a little bit too rich in DraftKings. I'm loving my 220 money line bet. Guys, become a premium member. It's $10 a month. Literally just $10 a month. If you only bet $10 a fight, which is perfectly fine, right? If $10 is a unit for you, you're going to get that back, not even just with the units that we give you in bets. You're going to get it with the DraftKings optimizer, everything else, and the line movement alone. I put that JJ Aldrich bet on the board over a week ago. It was in the Discord, on the website. You got the alert on your phone, and if you tailed it then, I don't recommend tailing bets, but if you saw it, hey, that is a good bet. Let me hop on this too. If you did that, then you got her at minus 220. She's going to close at minus 400 or worse on a card where there's not very many people you can trust. That closing line value alone is worth that $10. WeWantPicks.com. At the top, click become a member. And hey, if you just like Jacob's giggle, membership's $10. Just a nice way to show support.